Hello again. This week we've a soloist as our guest artist, Ian Gartside from Porton-le-Fylde. Chris and Roger Westbrook review the latest Magna Carta LP, and there's the folk diary to finish the programme off. But to start with, let's listen to that former wayfarer, now gone his own way successfully, Ian Gartside. Of course, we did have Ian on the programme last week, talking about his new Folk Forum magazine, the second edition of which is now available, by the way, and selling very well in the clubs. But this week, he's not talking about the magazine, but about himself, and singing the songs that he enjoys most. So let's start off with a traditional song from Ian, which he admits to being one of his very special favourites, High Germany.
Oh, Polly, love, oh, Polly, and the rout has now begun. And we must go a-marching to the beating of a drum. Go dress yourself all in your best and come along with me. I'll take you to the warm loving High Germany. Oh, Willie, dearest Willie, you mind what I do say? For me feet they are so tender, I cannot march away. And besides, my dearest Willie, I am with child by thee. I'm not fitting for the cruel war in High Germany. Well, I'll buy for you a horse, my love, and on it you will ride. And all of my delight shall be in riding by your side. We'll stop at every alehouse and drink when we are dry. We'll be true to one another and get married by and by. Oh, cursed be them cruel wars that ever they may rise. And out of a merry England press many a lad likewise. They took my Willie from me, likewise my brothers three, and they sent them to the cruel war in High Germany. Me friends I do not value, nor me foes I do not fear. For now my love has left me, I wander far and near. And when my baby it is born and smiling on my knee, I'll think of lovely Willie in High Germany. Oh, Polly, love, oh, Polly, and the rout has now begun. And we must go a-marching to the beating of a drum. Go dress yourself all in your best and come along with me. I'll take you to the warm loving High Germany.
Well, that was High Germany, sung in a rousing way and a rousing start to the programme by Ian Gartside. Ian, welcome to the programme again. It's, a year since you were last with us when you sang with the Wayfarers. What's been happening to you since then?
Oh, and what seems a very short year now. I think the Wayfarers having gone defunct last year, I went through a little stage of the doldrums where I made this transition, I suppose, from being a member of a group to being a solo singer. I think over last summer I tended to look around and continue singing a lot of the same songs, but I think gradually I developed a program which suits me as a solo singer now, and this I'm trying to pursue.
When the Wayfarers split up, did you hope to form up with another group of singers as well, or did you contemplate from the first being a solo singer?
I in the back of my mind, I thought, well, this is a chance to be a solo singer, but I've always looked on myself as a group sort of a player and singer, so I did first look around at other people who sang and made one or two little adventures, but always at the back of my mind was the idea, I'll try it on my own, and I think now I'm fairly glad that I did do.
Do you enjoy it more than being with a group?
It's harder work. If you go down well, then the glory's yours. There's no sharing. But if you die a death, then you get exactly the same response. You kick yourself, you can't kick each other.
And how have you found that clubs have taken to you? Did you find it difficult at first to get gigs?
Well, I don't consciously go looking for gigs. I don't I don't spend hours on the phone or put out any sort of advertising matter, but I found that people have been friendly enough to give me work, and I found that in the main I've gone down all right. I hope I've gone down all right. I seem to get an encore at the end, and that's about the only way that you can tell.
Well, let's take another sample of your ability now. This is Banks of Green Willow, another traditional song, and you're singing it with 12-string accompaniment.
Go and get your father's good and will, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. Go and get your father's good and will, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. Well, they hadn't been a-sailing many days, oh, when she wants a woman's help, but could not get any. Go and get your father's goodwill, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. And get me a silk napkin, and I'll tie your head so easy, and I'll throw her overboard, both she and her baby. Go and get your father's goodwill, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. So they got him a silk napkin, and they tied her head so easy. Then they threw her overboard, both she and her baby. Go and get your father's goodwill, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. See how me love do tumble, see how me love to taver, see how me love to try to swim, it makes my heart quaver. Go and get your father's goodwill, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny. And make me love a coffin of the gold that shines so yellow, and she will be buried by the banks of green willow. Go and get your father's goodwill, and get your mother's money. Sail right o'er the ocean, along with the young Johnny.
Well, that was Banks of Green Willow. You sung 2 traditional songs now. Does this mean that you're still singing the same sort of repertoire that you were performing with the Wayfarers?
I'm still singing a lot of the same songs, because I like the songs. I like singing any songs that appeal to me. I still sing, for instance, The Wild Rover. I probably sing it about 6 times a week, and I enjoy it. But if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't sing it. But I started to look in other directions now. I've always been interested in contemporary songs. The songs that I like, I don't care where they come from. I find that I like a lot of songs by one particular writer, or I'll just like one song, and I'll make an effort to learn it. If I find that I can't, or don't think it suits me, then I drop it. But I think I've gone further afield within myself now, because we don't have to look for a group sound.
What sort of contemporary singers do you like to play?
Well, I've always admired Tom Paxton. I think his songs tend to be simple. This means that they're nice to play, easy to play, and they have an immediate effect on an audience. And I think the sentiments are very easily understood. I like Tom Paxton very much. I like some of the commentary songs on perhaps contemporary life. I like some of the modern songs by somebody like Ian Campbell, for instance.
And for instance, Old Man's Tale.
For instance, Old Man's Tale.
The the turning of the century, I was a lad of 5. Me father went to fight the Boers and never came back alive. Me mother was left to bring us up, no charity she'd seek, so she washed and scrubbed and scraped along on 7 and 6 a week. When I was 12 I left the school and went to find a job. With growing kids me ma was glad of an extra couple of bob. I'm sure that better schooling would have stood me in good stead, but you can't afford refinements when you're struggling for your bread. And when the Great War came along I didn't hesitate. I took the royal shilling and went off to do me bit. I fought in mud and tears and blood for years or thereabouts, and copped some gas in Flanders and got invalided out. And when the war was over and we'd finished with the Hun, we got back into civvies and we thought the fighting done. We'd earned the right to live in peace, but we didn't have the luck. But soon we found we had to fight for the right to go to work. And in 26 the general strike found me out on the street. Though I'd a wife and kids by then and their needs I couldn't meet, but a brave new world was coming and a brotherhood of man. And when the strike was over we were back where we began. So I struggled through the 30s, out of work now and again. I saw the black shirts marching, the things they did in Spain, but I brought me kids up decent and taught them wrong from right. But Hitler was the lad who came and taught them how to fight. Oh, me daughter was a land girl, she got married to a Yank. They gave me son a gong for stopping one of Rommel's tanks. He was wounded just before the end and convalesced in Rome. Then he married a night I nursed and never bothered to come home. Oh, me daughter writes me once a month a cheerful little note about their coloured telly and the other things they've got. They've got a son, a likely lad, he's nearly 21. They tell me now he has to go and fight in Vietnam. Oh, we're living on the pension now, it doesn't go too far. Not much to show for a life that's been like one long bloody war. When you think of all the wasted lives, it makes you want to cry. I'm not sure how to change things, but by Christ we've got to try.
We were talking last week, of course, about the new folk magazine that you're bringing out. Has this given you the opportunity to delve into the archives even more? Are you attempting to get really unknown pieces of music?
I would like to, and I have done. I think I lack a lot of time in this field. I found one particular song which is in actual fact printed in the first edition of Folk Forum. I'm interested in the historical songs, many of which are long ballads, many of which don't have tunes, and many of which seem to be on the face of it very boring. But once you delve into them, they become extremely interesting. I wish I had a lot more time to devote to this sort of thing, but I just haven't.
Would you, with a wish like this, would you contemplate ever sort of taking up a position like Cyril Tawney, or even Ewan MacColl, where, you know, to go professional researching folk music?
I think for a bloke like me, it's similar to passing into heaven.
Well, with that, let's listen to another piece of music from you while you contemplate heaven, and let's listen to Lishion Barabrum.
As I was a-travelling in the North Country, down by Kirby Stephen I happened for to be. As I was a-walking up and down the street, a pretty Lishion by a broom I chanced for to meet, and she was right. I was tired. Everybody has their way. It was the Lishion by a broom that led me astray. She kindly did invite me to walk along the way. Yes, so was the answer to her that I did say. 'Twas me and me music a-walking down the street, and her with a tambourine was beating at me feet, and she was right. I was tight. Everybody has their way. It was the Lishion by a broom that led me astray. So straightway for Kendal we steered her and I, over yon white mountain, the weather being dry. We each had a bottle filled up to the top, and whenever we were feeling dry, we took a little drop, and she was right.
I was tied.
Everybody has their way. It was the Lishon by a broom that led me astray. So it's night coming on, and good lodgings we did find, with eatables of all sorts, plenty of good wine, a good bed and blankets, just for we two. And I rolled her in me arms, me boys, and wouldn't you do too? And she was right.
I was tied.
Everybody has their way. It was the Lishon by a broom that led me astray. And it's early the next morning, we arose to go away. I called for the landlord to see what was to pay. 14 and 6 just for we two, and a fiver on the table, oh me darling, then she threw, and she was right.
I was tied.
Everybody has their way. It was the Lishon by a broom that led me astray. And the reason why we parted I now will let you hear. We started out for Germany right early the next year, and May not being willing to cross the raging sea, is a health to me by a broom wherever she may be, and she was right.
I was tied.
Everybody has their way. It was the Lishon by a broom that led me astray.
Well, I think we've got time for one more piece of music now. You were mentioning Tom Paxton before. Before we actually listen to a piece of his, let's ask you what the future is holding in store for Ian Gartside. A year out of the Wayfarers, and you've established yourself pretty well as a solo artist. You're also the editor of a folk magazine. What is the future?
I'd like to sing further afield. I find I'm now singing all over Lancashire. I tend not to go north very much, and this I would like to. I like going to the Lake District a lot. I've done a lot of climbing in the past, but I don't often get a lot of work there. I'd like to go into Yorkshire too. As for that, I just like to go further afield. But I found that doing this and being a teacher as well is very, very hard work. But I like it. I just like to work harder next year.
But what about the form of your performances? Will you still stay solo? Are you quite happy to stay solo from now on? Or if someone came along to you with the offer to join a good enough group, would you be tempted?
I'd be tempted to do both, or try both. It perhaps sounds silly, but having established myself a little bit as a solo artist, I tend to find that the rewards of being a solo artist are different to the rewards of being in a group. I often miss the fellowship of a group. You can't stand by the bar and have a pint with the lads when you're doing a gig on your own. And I don't like the falseness of having to smile at the organiser and be the only man that everybody's looking at. But at the same time, I do like being a solo artist.
What's your hurry? Just watch this. This is one you mustn't miss. And he's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. A drink for me and a drink for you. You're gonna need a drink or two. And he's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. You never heard it sung before. I hear it twice a month or more, complete with tears and sheepish grins. It only lacks the violins. The tune grows flat from time to time. The lyrics sometimes fail to rhyme. And he's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. La 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 la, la 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 la. And he's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. It sometimes lasts the whole night long, depends on how long she's been gone. I sit and look as hard as nails, you know the damn thing never fails. Take the bottle and fill your cup, but don't miss the part where I fold up. Annie's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. La 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 la, la 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 la. Annie's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. It isn't Annie's only tune, the other I'll be hearing soon. Next week, tomorrow, or today, she plays it when she goes away. Take the bottle and fill your cup, but don't miss the part where I fold up. Annie's going to sing a song called Take Me Back Again. Come on, Annie, sing your song called Take Me Back Again.
And with that Tom Paxton number called Annie's Going to Sing a Song, we say thank you very much to Ian Gartside